What's up, YouTube? Back with another video, man. And this video is about Paulie Walnuts Gualtieri. One of the top figures in the DiMeo crime family. What I would consider anyway. Um, the way I perceive Paulie Walnuts Gualtieri is someone who was very pessimistic, but aggressive at the same time when need be. Also, sort of spiritual in a way. He cared about his religion, and also, of course, funny. To me, his character was very funny. You know, um, I think that he was someone who wanted a lot of attention, but really never got it. Especially he wanted the attention from Tony Soprano, which was his boss, but he could never seem to get it. I guess that was probably because of Christopher Moltisanti, really. It seemed like he always kind of Christopher Moltisanti always kind of overshadowed him in a sense, and that's why Paulie always resented Christopher. But nevertheless, back to Paulie Gualtieri. Paulie Gualtieri was I would say a top soldier in the DeMeo crime family. He was basically someone who would do the dirt. Even Christopher too, for example, in the series, it shows towards the end anyway. It shows them trying to kill that Russian man in the forest, and they end up not catching him and end up getting stranded for like a couple of days in the cold weather and stuff like that. And they all they did was fuss at each other the whole entire time. So it showed in that scene, it shows their relationship in a nutshell, and also who Paulie Gualtieri was as a person, basically. You know, from a spiritual perspective, I think Paulie Gualtieri always wanted to know his fate. Just like that dream he had when Puss was in the kitchen, and he walked in the kitchen and Puss is cooking. And he asks his Puss, "Hey, look, when my time comes, will I be able to stand?" Basically, he's asking, when it's time for me to ride or die, will I be able to stand up like a man? And that was very deep, and that kind of described him in a nutshell. And also he's very talkative. That's what Tony. Another thing Tony really didn't like about him. He was too talkative for Tony Soprano. You know, always trying to, you know, spark up the crowd. In a sense, and Tony really didn't like that about Paulie Gualtieri in the Soprano show. So basically, that's Paulie Walnuts Gualtieri in a nutshell. Thanks.